Hey, it's Webs here with another Renathal deck, this time a twist on Mech Mage, which I was inspired to actually do this deck because I thought, why not add a little bit additional draw power while adding a bunch of different types of survivability tools to increase the chances of you actually being able to have really big explosive turns with Mech Mage. Well, this probably wasn't actually necessary, it was just a little fun twist that I thought of, and across the 17 games I played, I won 9 out of those 17, giving me a 53% win rate across the total games for this deck. For the Mulligan guide of this deck, you're looking for cards like Click Clocker, Amalgam, Annoytron, Deep Run Engineer, Security Automation, Trench Surveyor, or Ajaran Sweeper to keep in your opening hand. Other cards that are pretty decent to keep there also are things like Gorilla Bot, Ice Barrier, or Mecha Shark. And for a really high rolly card, if you have a lot of mechs in your open hand, C4 Gateway is perfect to keep in your open hand. Otherwise, if you don't have a lot of mechs in the starting hand, then don't try to find this card right away. With that all being said, let's look at some games. Alright, time for a game against Druid. Okay, going to keep the Deep Runner and nothing else here. Oh, this actually looks a lot better. It isn't the best hand in the world, but it isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Okay, we're Prince Renathal, and they're Prince Renathal, so they're probably pressed or Druid. There's a Iron Deep Trog, which we're not going to have an answer to for a few turns. We could put down the Click Clocker, just to have 1 damage on board, and then we can Hero Power next turn and get rid of the Trog no matter what. Okay, they put down a Mailbox Dancer, which is a bit frustrating, and they do have the 4 attack 1 HP minion, but luckily for us, they can't actually go face with it. I'm actually kind of glad that card has been seeing a little bit more play now. In theory, if you can buff it up with some of the buffs that Druid actually has, it could be really, really good. I guess it isn't really a theory if a lot of Druid decks are actually running it nowadays, but okay, the first composting, which will allow them to draw a few cards. Okay, Deep Run Engineer. Grabbing the Mech Shark. We're going to grab the highest cost card in their deck, which is either going to be Prestor or Wild Heart Guff, depending on what deck they're actually playing. Or how they built the deck, I should say. Drawing the Fireball doesn't really do us much right now. Okay, so they did have the Guff in hand. They always manage to have the Guff in hand. It feels like if you play a Druid deck, that card is always going to be glued to your hand. Okay, a Peasant with no buffs, which means we have to kill it. Just going to put a Ice Barrier up. Okay, they did have the Lady Prestor. That isn't actually that big of a shock. They didn't draw the highest card in their deck. Well, we do have Mothership, which doesn't get rid of their minion, but in theory it could spawn us a few minions. Let's get a coin, draw a card, and pass the turn. Hopefully we don't burn anything good. Having the Blizzard in hand is actually pretty nice, though. It does allow us to freeze out the board if we really need to, though they probably do run Starfish, which means freezing the board doesn't really do much. The Nixian Drake actually has enough armor to kill our minion. Okay. Sweeper is not something I technically wanted to burn. We do have the ability to coin out Gaia, which should kill out their entire board besides Lady Prestor. Our hand doesn't actually look too bad. It's just dealing with their things before they can draw into a Kazakus or something else that resets their deck again. Okay, they're just gonna search for something in their deck. Okay, a Nixian Warder is going to be a little bit frustrating, especially because it means Gaia is going to die instantly. I had hoped that would have survived additional turn, but well. Okay, do we want to freeze out the board next turn? I think freezing out the board is probably the safest bet here. They did overextend a little bit too much here. Okay, let's see what we can grab. Let's grab the Neutron to instantly draw it. We're going to be able to kill our minion and silence all of their minions, thus actually gaining all the attacks back this turn. This is the one downside of actually running Blizzard right now, is a lot of people are actually running that card, and when they do, it makes situations like this a little bit rough. Okay, we need another type of AoE. I guess technically the shark is a type of AoE. We're going to put the security automation down after the shark just because I want to deal as much damage with the shark as humanly possible, hoping to clear out a good chunk of the board. Okay. Just want at least one minion to die here, please. And we don't get any minions to die here. Oh, we can pass the turn back. The big one dies. Okay, so they're actually going to kill both of our minions that are a big threat. Again, with another Onyxian Warder. Trying to think of what we have in our hand to actually come back from this position. We can draw a spell from the deck. The Emerald Drake is going to be a little bit annoying. I don't think the Mothership can actually kill it in one turn. It also depends on what other minions they put down. Urzdamu could be risky. A 1-1. That's actually kind of funny. What minion would be a 1-1? We'll trade that back into the deck. See what we get here. Okay, that's good for next turn. I'm going to kill the 1-1 with that. And then kill the two biggest minion threats on the board. And then we do get another shark, which is actually pretty cool. Though the shark is probably going to instantly die. Okay, so let's see what we can put at the bottom of the deck and what we can generate here. Okay, Gaia is good for next turn. Doesn't do us any good this turn though. We can put down the Ice Barrier just to heal up a little bit. Can we actually clear out their entire board if they keep one of our minions up? I think the answer is no, but we can get pretty damn close to it. Again, what is the 1-1? Click Clocker, I guess? Though that taunt is going to make it a little bit harder to clear out the board. Well, we can put down Gaia. Kill the taunt. And then attack into the dragon. Probably should have actually attacked into Onyxia, but oh well. We're going to put down a bunch of more minions. What we really need is them not to attack into Gaia next turn. But I very much doubt that's going to actually happen. Another Full-Tooth Mine. Composting. So that's the highest cost card left in their deck. Okay. We're actually in a pretty good position as long as they don't have a Kazakus in the deck. Okay. Why are they attacking? Oh, I guess they're just trying to draw some cards. I still would have attacked into the Gaia with the 7-6 just to get rid of it off the board if I was them. Okay, so are they just gonna try to go face? Come on, just go face. Yeah. Okay, so we do have Inia for next turn. Or Ini. I can't remember what her name is. I think this is like one of the only games where she actually came up. Oh, I guess I was wrong about the name. Okay, so we can actually clear out the entire board here. make them draw the rest of their deck. And then we can put down an engineer to see what we can actually get. Gorilla Bot's actually pretty nice, just so we can see again what we get. There's too many types of additional resource gain for this deck to actually not work. Okay. Now that in theory could be really, really bad. If they get a fireball, we might be in a bad position. It really just depends if they have any other type of face damage. Okay, they got Amalgam, which allows them to get another dragon. So as long as they don't get Alexstrasza, we're in a good position here. Though that does make it a little bit harder to deal with this, especially with the stupid Broodmother again. Okay, a sleepy dragon that actually... Oh hey, a shark. I didn't know we had any left in the deck. Let's put down the shark and then the trench collar. Grab the Sunken. See if we can actually hit the Onyxia. Please hit the Onyxia game. I mean, I can guaranteed hit the Onyxia, or we can just RNG our way into victory. Let's go with the RNG. And the RNG doesn't look like it's in our favor. Come on, just hit the right target. There we go. Alright, now we have 6 cards left in their hand. As long as one of those isn't Kazakis, we should be able to win. Okay, we still are in a good position. That draws them into nothing. We're going to put the shark back in our hand, which is perfectly fine. We can use the shark plus Leviathan next turn to hopefully get rid of the entire board. I'm going to attack into the sleepy dragon. Okay, we're going to attack into the dragon with those two. And grab Onyxia. Grabbing the fireballs just so we have that answer next turn. Killing their other minion. And killing their 2/2 just to be safe. Okay, 3 cards in hand. One's Malygos, which is fine. Okay, I think we actually just win. But man, was this a long game. Okay, Dream again back into our hand. I'm dreaming of a victory right about now. Okay, time for a game against Warrior, and it's a Sire Denathrius skin for once. I actually haven't ran into that much yet. I'm gonna actually keep the Breakfire Amulet just because it gives us a turn 1 play. Mulligan it away probably makes a lot of sense here too, but I don't know, I want to be a little bit greedy. I guess it doesn't matter if we mulligan it now or later, to be honest. Okay, we're going to get buffed up, and they are a Renathal deck too. Okay, a Dungeoneer doesn't do much. We should just ping our opponent's face. Okay, we can use the Dungeoneer, or we could use one of the sweepers. Let's put down one of the sweepers just to put it at the bottom of the deck. Okay, there's the security. Oh, Seafloor is actually really nice, even though it only gives us 3 armor. We have, what, 3 mechs in hand, and we have access to getting a lot more. Okay, let's discount everything here, and perfect. Though I would have preferred having a shark there, but still works perfectly the same. I don't know, maybe I'll do another Renathal deck after this one too. I do want to do something with Warrior again, I just don't want to repeat the same style of deck that I've been doing for the last 2 ones. Though I did run into a really funny deck while using this deck. That was Warrior, so maybe we'll do that. Okay, we're just gonna use the 2 Dungeoneers, and we actually get the 2 Elemental Shards. It's nice when that happens, but it usually never happens, to be honest. Though most of the spells in this deck are actually frost, so it does have a high likelihood of doing it. In theory, at least. Okay, they're going to use Shield Shatter, which gets rid of our entire board, which is fine. The issue with this matchup is I don't want to super overextend, but at the same time, I'm going to have to make some type of board presence eventually. And the fact that we mulliganed a Drakefire Amulet and got the second one is really frustrating. I don't know how many times that actually happens whenever I have a tradable card in a deck. Feels a lot more consistent than inconsistent. Okay, there's the Evoker. Let's use that. Okay, we got 4 there. Okay, they actually eat our Enya. That is a little bit frustrating. I would have preferred it to maybe eat something else, but at the same time, it's honestly not the worst option that could have happened there. We can put down... Actually, we can just go full extend here. Force them to have something. Okay. Oh, hey, we can actually just ping this. Get a discount on everything in our hand. Pass the turn back. They'll be able to hit us for 8 damage if they really feel like it here, but it's fine. We have enough armor to deal with it. So we can put down the engineer, see what we can grab. Another security would be funny. Amalgam's probably the better bet here. Just gonna attack into that. We can put the Sea Scout down. Actually, probably should have. No, that makes the most sense of doing it in that order. Because if we did it in this order, we have actually killed Mutanus. Still at 44 HP. That's going to be really frustrating to deal with. I'm assuming they probably will have a Brawl to deal with our entire board. And we don't have that many minions in our hand. From the depths, okay. And they do have the Brawl, which is frustrating. But it is actually kind of predictable. And one of our security automations actually lived through that. Okay, we can use Amalgam, see what we can grab. Shark is really nice. Put down the Shark, down a Trench Surveyor, grabbing the Sunken Sweeper, which will give us even more minions. Just going to fill out the board. Hopefully we'll generate a 1-cost minion here, but you never know. I think there's only 1 minion that it could. That's 1 cost. And we don't. That's perfectly fine. We do get more Ajaran Sweepers though, which in theory is really funny. It's just an endless line of mechs, I guess. Okay, and now that is going to be annoying to deal with. I think Bubblebot here might be the safest bet. It actually depends on what we top deck to. Amalgam is actually a pretty good top deck for something like this. Oh, Shark. Might as well grab the Shark. Put down a Bubblebot. Yeah, put down the Bubblebot. Just go face. They're probably going to hard target the Shark down next turn, but this does protect our minions from anything that isn't another Brawl. But I don't think a lot of people are running 2 Brawls right now, so we should be fine. Okay, so we need to keep 16 damage on board. They have 6 mana, so we might not even have enough. Oh, we do have 6 damage in our hand. They are going to go after the Shark. They do have the Nyxian Order, which will kill the Shark. But we should just have it once they turn back to us. And we do. Okay, time for a game against Mage. Interesting. We do have... The Gateway is kind of sus to keep, but we might as well keep it just in case. This hand actually is perfect curve if we really feel like doing it on perfect curve. Okay, so they are Mech Mage, so we are at an advantage here. Even if we don't want to match their play right now, but we can. You're going to put down a Noyatron that's buffed up, which is a little bit annoying. Gorilla Bot. We might just want to pop one of the Divine Shields with our Hero Power, and then pop the other one with our minion. Or we could put the Amalgam down. Oh, we can coin out the seafloor too. I guess that's perfectly reasonable. Popping the Divine Shield to actually just pop it. Okay, so we have 3 mana. They have a bunch of minions. This is going to be real frustrating to actually make work, but we can put down the Engineer, see what we can grab. The Sweeper is probably the best bet here, but Sneed is good for later game. But we do already have a Sweeper in our hand, which is probably why we went with the Sneed. Perfectly fine with taking a bunch of damage in this matchup. Okay, so we could put down the Shark. We really feel like it. Let's put down the Sweeper though and a Gorilla Bot to see if we can get a Trench Surveyor. Okay, going for the Click Clocker. That should give us 3 minions no matter what to put down next turn with the Mech Shark. We are probably going to want to start putting down a bunch of board presence if we humanly can. Okay, they're going to use Sweeper here. Just have to survive till turn 7. And then we should be in a good position. Okay, they have the Surveyor of their own. They're actually going to kill out our entire board, which actually puts us in a way better position than we were before. We can put down the Mech Shark, the Amalgam, see what we grab here. Security is probably pretty decent. And then let's put down the Click Clocker. See if we can actually kill that 3-1. Sadly, we don't, but this will force them to attack into our minions. Or they could actually just race our face. Really depends on what they want to do here. Okay, so we are getting a really tight space. They are going to actually kill the Shark, which is good for us. Would have preferred it to stay alive, but it's probably better in the long run. We can put down the Security Bot, kill 1 minion, buff up our bot up to a 4/6, which means they sadly can kill it next turn, but that's still perfectly fine. As long as they don't overextend, we should be in a safe position. Even if they overextend, we do have the Sneeds here, so. Okay, so they are going to overextend a little bit. Makes me wonder if they're just going to race face. Oh, they don't actually kill the security. Huh. That's actually probably a mistake on their behalf. Actually giving us room if we actually had more minions to place down. But the Sneeds should be able to kill most of their minions here. Sure, our bot won't be buffed up too much, but it's going to act as a really nice board clear. Just leave up the Engineer and one of the other minions. Then we can technically just go face. And if they don't have any answers, we should just win because of the board presence right now. Okay. Gaia doesn't actually help them out enough, I don't think. Because that's going to be... Oh, they could kill one of the minions. And they give up. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So overall, I was incredibly happy with how this deck turned out. This version of the deck actually allowed you to have a really great mirror match against another Mech Mage, as you did start with an additional 10 HP and also had ways to just freeze out their board for a few turns while you build your own board when they normally don't have it. And it is even good against decks that are very similar to Mech Mage in nature, where you have a lot of answers while also putting a lot of board presence if needed, while also having very powerful finishers in the form of Fireball or even the Gaia, the Tectonic. And honestly, this is an easy deck for me to recommend. It was honestly really good, and is a lot of fun to actually play, especially if you are a fan of Mech Mage or any type of minion based deck. And with that all being said, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.